Intro, book 'em, Danno, a catchphrase that became legendary, just like the man who said it. But who was Jack Lord beyond Steve McGarrett of Hawaii Five-0? A Hollywood outsider who built his career through sheer determination? A perfectionist known for his intense presence both on and off screen? Or a deeply private man who spent his final years away from the spotlight? Today we're diving deep into the incredible life and legacy of Jack Lord. From his artistic beginnings and Broadway success to the iconic role that made him a television legend. Stay tuned because his story is more fascinating than you ever imagined. Childhood and family Jack Lord was born John Joseph Patrick Ryan on December 30th, 1920, in Brooklyn, New York. Lord came from a family of Irish-American descent. His father, William Lawrence Ryan, was a steamship company executive, while his mother, Ellen Josephine O'Brien Ryan, managed a fruit orchard in the Hudson River Valley. The contrast between his father's maritime career and his mother's agricultural lifestyle gave Lord a unique dual perspective, one deeply connected to both the sea and the land, adventure, and stability. His father's career played a major role in shaping Lord's early exposure to the sea. The maritime industry was a rigorous and demanding field, often requiring long periods away from home. This reality not only influenced young Jack's sense of self-reliance and responsibility, but also provided him with invaluable experiences that later influenced his career. Spending summers aboard merchant ships, he witnessed the discipline and structure required in a seafaring life. These experiences would later contribute to his authoritative on-screen presence, particularly in roles that demanded a strong, commanding demeanor. Meanwhile, his mother's fruit orchard in the Hudson River Valley provided a stark contrast to the maritime world. Here, Lord developed an affinity for nature, animals, and the outdoors. He spent countless hours among the trees tending to crops and, most notably, developing a deep love for horses. He became a skilled equestrian, an ability that later served him well in Western films and television series. The discipline of horseback riding, balancing control, grace, and confidence, was something Lord carried with him throughout his life. His childhood was also heavily influenced by art. The Ryan family frequently traveled along the coast, and young Jack spent his time sketching and painting the landscapes of the places they visited. His artistic talent flourished, and as he grew older, he began capturing scenes from his father's maritime voyages, depictions of the coasts of China, Africa, and the Mediterranean. These artistic pursuits were more than just a hobby. They became a defining part of his identity. His ability to translate emotion and observation into visual art was an early indication of his future success as an actor, where he would bring similar depth and expression to his performances. At the age of 15, Lord's experiences expanded even further when he began spending his summers at sea, traveling with his father on merchant ships. This not only deepened his connection to maritime life, but also exposed him to diverse cultures. Few teenagers had the opportunity to witness the vast, uncharted beauty of the open ocean and the distant lands it led to. These experiences fueled his adventurous spirit, a quality that would later be reflected in his bold career choices and his ability to command the screen in action-oriented roles. Academically, Lord attended St. Benedict Joseph Laybury School before moving on to John Adams High School in Ozone Park, Queens. He was a well-rounded student, excelling in both athletics and the arts. His talent in sports earned him a football scholarship to New York University, NYU, where he majored in fine arts. Despite his success on the football field, his true passion lay in painting, and he dedicated himself to refining his skills. His commitment to the arts was evident when, in 1941, two of his linoleum-cut prints Vermont, and Fishing Shacks Block Island were purchased by the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This was an extraordinary achievement for a young artist, and a testament to his immense talent and potential. Lord's artistic pursuits extended beyond painting. Along with his brother Bill, he founded the Village Academy of Arts, a space where they could teach art classes and sell their work. This entrepreneurial endeavor highlighted Lord's strong work ethic and drive, qualities that would serve him well in Hollywood, where success required more than just talent. It demanded ambition and perseverance. However, despite his growing reputation in the art world, Lord's ambitions were not limited to painting. His early exposure to the maritime industry led him to enroll at the United States Merchant Marine Academy at Fort Trumbull, New London, Connecticut. Here, he trained as a deck officer, graduating with the rank of ensign and earning a third mate license, which qualified him to serve as an officer on merchant ships. This period of rigorous training further instilled in him a sense of discipline, structure, and resilience, traits that would later define his career as an actor. This unique combination of artistic creativity, athleticism, maritime experience, and disciplined training set Jack Lord apart from many of his contemporaries. Unlike other Hollywood actors who simply honed their craft in acting schools, Lord had a life rich with experiences that shaped his perspective and depth as a performer. He was not just a talented artist and athlete, he was also a traveler, an adventurer, and a disciplined officer. Career building upon Jack Lord's early life and artistic pursuits, his career trajectory took a significant turn during World War II. In 1942, he was drafted and served with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in Persia, now Iran, where he contributed to constructing roads and bridges. Following this, he joined the U.S. Maritime Service as an able seaman. During one voyage, his ship was torpedoed by a German U-boat off the coast of Italy while en route to East Africa. These experiences not only showcased his resilience, but also introduced him to the world of maritime training films, sparking his interest in acting. After discovering his passion for acting while making military training films, he pursued formal training under the renowned Sanford Meisner at the neighborhood playhouse, and later refined his skills at the prestigious Actors Studio. This rigorous training helped him develop a commanding stage presence and the ability to portray deep, complex characters. However, pursuing an acting career in New York was financially challenging. Like many aspiring actors, Lord had to take on side jobs to support himself, working as a car salesman for Horgan Ford and later for Cadillac. Jack Lord's journey from a struggling actor to a Broadway success and eventually a Hollywood presence was a testament to his determination, resilience, and artistic range. His transition from the New York theater scene to the film industry was not immediate or effortless. Rather, it was marked by years of persistence, hard work, and the ability to adapt to different artistic demands. By the early 1950s, Lord had already developed a strong foundation in theater, having trained under Sanford Meisner at the neighborhood playhouse and further refining his craft at the Actors Studio, where he was exposed to the method, acting techniques that were revolutionizing American theater and film at the time. These experiences prepared him for the emotional intensity required in the roles he would later take on. His breakthrough moment came in 1954 when he was cast as Slim Murphy in Horton Foote's The Traveling Lady, a critically acclaimed Broadway play. Foote, a playwright known for his deep, character-driven narratives, created a role that allowed Lord to showcase his raw talent and depth as an actor. His performance was widely praised, and he earned the Theatre World Award, a prestigious honor given to promising newcomers. This was a crucial milestone in Lord's career, as it validated his ability to deliver powerful, nuanced performances on one of the most competitive stages in the world. Building on this success, Lord secured another significant Broadway role in 1955 when he replaced Ben Gazzara as Brick Pollitt in Tennessee Williams's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. This was a major achievement, as the play was already a massive critical and commercial success, having won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama earlier that year. The role of Brick was one of the most emotionally complex in Williams's body of work, a character burdened by guilt, internalized pain, and unresolved conflicts. Playing Brick required an actor who could balance stoic masculinity with deep vulnerability, and Lord's performance proved that he was more than capable of handling such layered material. Replacing an established star like Ben Gazzara was no easy feat, but Lord rose to the occasion, cementing his reputation as a serious and talented stage actor. His work in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof demonstrated that he could handle intensely dramatic roles, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries who were often typecast into lighter, more conventional performances. Having proven himself in theater, Lord set his sights on Hollywood. However, breaking into the film industry was a different kind of challenge. Unlike the theater world, where actors were often judged on raw talent and stage presence, Hollywood required marketability, adaptability, and sometimes sheer luck. Lord's first credited film role came in 1949 when he appeared in The Red Menace, an anti-communist propaganda film. While the movie itself was a product of the Cold War era's ideological conflicts, it provided Lord with his first major on-screen experience. He followed this with a role in 1950 as an associate producer for Cry Murder, an indication that he was not only interested in acting, but also in understanding the behind-the-scenes aspects of filmmaking. Throughout the 1950s, Lord worked tirelessly to establish himself in Hollywood, taking on supporting and co-starring roles in various films. He often played rugged, authoritative figures, thanks to his commanding screen presence and deep, distinctive voice. His breakthrough film role came in 1958 when he was cast as Buck Walden in the film adaptation of Erskine Caldwell's novel God's Little Acre. This was a pivotal moment in Lord's career. God's Little Acre was a controversial film dealing with sexuality, poverty, and personal ambition in the American South. The novel itself had been banned in some areas for its explicit content, and adapting it for the screen was a bold move. The film starred Robert Ryan, Tina Louise, and Aldo Ray, and Lord's performance as Buck Walden proved that he could hold his own alongside established actors. The film was critically acclaimed despite its controversial nature, and Lord's work in it helped solidify his reputation in Hollywood. That same year, Lord appeared in Man of the West, 1958, a Western film starring Gary Cooper. Westerns were one of the dominant film genres of the era, and this project allowed Lord to further develop his tough, rugged screen persona. His earlier experiences with horses and ranch life from his childhood in the Hudson River Valley likely contributed to his natural ease in Western roles. By the end of the 1950s, Jack Lord had successfully transitioned from Broadway theater to Hollywood films, proving his range, adaptability, and persistence. However, it was television that would ultimately turn him into a household name, setting the stage for his most iconic role in Hawaii Five-0. Perhaps one of the most intriguing moments in his film career was his role as CIA agent Felix Leiter in the first James Bond film, Dr. No, 1962, starring Sean Connery. Although this could have become a recurring role for him, Lord made a bold career move, demanding co-star billing and a higher salary for future appearances. The producers refused, leading to his role being recast. While this decision might have closed one door, It ultimately led Lord toward greater success in television. By the early 1960s, television was rapidly growing in popularity, and Lord found new opportunities in the medium. In 1962, he starred in Stony Burke, a Western TV series in which he played a rodeo cowboy inspired by real-life rodeo legend Casey Tibbs. This role showcased Lord's physical abilities, rugged charm, and dramatic range. Though the series lasted only one season, it earned him recognition and paved the way for bigger roles. He continued making guest appearances in popular TV series, including Bonanza, The Untouchables, and 12 O'Clock High, in which he played Colonel Prez Gallagher in its second season in 1965. Jack Lord's defining moment came in 1968, when he was cast as Detective Steve McGarrett in the groundbreaking police procedural Hawaii Five-0. At the time, television crime dramas were dominated by big city settings like New York or Los Angeles. But Hawaii Five-0 broke the mold by taking place in Honolulu, bringing an entirely new energy, culture, and landscape to the genre. This exotic setting, combined with the hard-hitting action, intense drama, and Lord's commanding performance, made the show an instant hit. From the moment Lord stepped into the role, he embodied McGarrett with an unmatched intensity and authority. Unlike the laid-back, wise-cracking detective seen in other crime shows of the era, McGarrett was serious, focused, and relentless in his pursuit of justice. His strict demeanor, deep voice, and piercing stare made him one of the most formidable law enforcement figures on television. The show's signature catchphrase, "Book 'em, Danno," became a cultural phenomenon, cementing Lord's place in television history. But Hawaii Five-0 was more than just an action-packed police drama. It tackled real-world issues that many other shows of its time shied away from. Storylines often dealt with organized crime, international espionage, political corruption, terrorism, and social issues such as drug trafficking and racial tensions. The show's scripts were gritty and intelligent, giving it a level of realism that set it apart from the more simplistic crime procedurals of the 1960s and 70s. Lord's no-nonsense, morally unwavering portrayal of McGarrett fit perfectly with the show's themes, making him an icon of law and order on television. Lord's commitment to Hawaii Five-0 went far beyond acting. He was deeply involved in nearly every aspect of the show's production. He rewrote scripts, influenced casting decisions, and even had a say in directing and editing. His perfectionism and high standards sometimes led to clashes with CBS executives, directors, and co-stars, but they also ensured that Hawaii Five-0 maintained a level of consistency and quality that few shows could match. He was particularly selective about the show's visual and storytelling integrity. Lord insisted on authenticity, often rewriting scripts to better reflect the Hawaiian setting, the politics of crime, and the inner workings of law enforcement. He also played a key role in casting local actors, helping to give the show a more authentic Hawaiian feel rather than relying on Hollywood actors in stereotypical roles. Beyond its impact on television, Hawaii Five-0 had a profound effect on Hawaii itself. The show boosted tourism by showcasing the state's stunning beaches, lush landscapes, and rich cultural heritage to a global audience. Millions of viewers who had never considered visiting Hawaii before were now captivated by the island's beauty. As a result, the Hawaiian tourism industry boomed throughout the 1970s, in part due to the worldwide exposure the show provided. But Hawaii Five-0 was not without its challenges. Lord's intense work ethic and perfectionist attitude sometimes led to difficult relationships with cast and crew. He had a reputation for being demanding, sometimes overbearing, and he expected everyone on set to match his level of commitment. While some admired his dedication, Others found it challenging to work with him. James MacArthur, who played McGarrett's right-hand man, Danno Williams, once stated that, while he respected Lord's vision, their relationship was strictly professional rather than friendly. Despite any behind-the-scenes tensions, Hawaii Five-0 remained a ratings powerhouse for 12 seasons, making it one of the longest-running crime dramas in television history at the time. The show concluded in 1980, marking the end of an era, not just for Jack Lord, but for television as a whole. Lord had defined the role of the tough, uncompromising detective, paving the way for future TV crime procedurals like Law & Order and NCIS. After Hawaii Five-0 ended in 1980, Lord attempted to remain active in the industry by directing a pilot for CBS titled M Station, Hawaii, but it was not picked up. Unlike many actors who continue taking smaller roles after their peak success, he chose to step away from the public eye. Marriage Jack Lord's personal life was shaped by deep love, profound loss, and unwavering devotion, particularly in his marriages and experiences with fatherhood. Though he became one of television's most iconic figures, his private life was marked by heartbreak, personal sacrifice, and the enduring commitment of a lifelong partner. In 1942, while serving in the U.S. Maritime Service during the World War II, Jack Lord married his first wife, Anne Cecily Willard. Their union was born out of youthful romance, and Lord, who was in his early 20s, was at a stage in life where his career ambitions and responsibilities took precedence. His frequent absences due to his military service and later maritime work meant that he and Anne spent little time together, placing a strain on their marriage. The separation took its toll, and by 1947, their marriage ended in divorce. Jack and Anne had a son, John Joseph Ryan Jr., who was born on December 1, 1942. Unfortunately, due to the difficulties in Jack's marriage and career commitments, he had almost no relationship with his child. By some accounts, Jack only saw his son once when the boy was still an infant, and the circumstances of their estrangement remain largely unknown. The most devastating chapter of this part of Lord's life came in 1955, when John Jr. tragically passed away at the age of 12 after suffering from hepatitis. The loss of his only child was a wound that never fully healed. Jack reportedly learned of his son's death only when he received a copy of the boy's death certificate, an event that left him emotionally shaken. Though he rarely spoke about it, those close to him believed the grief over losing his son weighed on him for the rest of his life. Anne Cecily Willard later remarried in 1958, starting a new life with another husband. She outlived Jack by several years, passing away on December 30th, 2004. Despite the painful and distant nature of their shared history, her connection to Jack remained an unspoken part of his life story. After his first marriage ended, Jack Lord found love again in an unexpected way. In 1946, while visiting his brother near Woodstock, New York, he became intrigued by a beautiful stone house in the area. Curious to learn more about the property, he discovered that it belonged to Marie Denard, a talented and highly successful fashion designer working in New York's garment district. Marie Denard was born on August 16, 1905 in St. Louis, Missouri, and was 15 years older than Jack. However, the age difference was never an obstacle for them. Marie was an independent, intelligent, and accomplished woman who had built a thriving career in the competitive world of fashion. Despite her success, she was drawn to Jack's charisma, artistic passion, and ambition. Jack and Marie developed a deep and genuine connection, leading to their marriage on January 17, 1949. Their love was not one of fleeting Hollywood romance, but of lasting devotion and mutual support. Unlike many wives of actors who balanced their own careers alongside their husbands, Marie made a tremendous personal sacrifice. She gave up her entire fashion career to focus entirely on Jack's success. Marie took on the role of not just Jack's wife, but also his manager, advisor, and closest confidant. She managed their household, handled his business affairs, and provided unwavering emotional support as he navigated the unpredictable ups and downs of an acting career. She was fiercely protective of Jack, ensuring that his professional image remained pristine and that he stayed focused on his craft. Unlike many Hollywood marriages that were plagued by infidelity and scandal, Jack and Marie's relationship was characterized by absolute loyalty. Though they never had children together, their bond remained unbreakable. Jack would later refer to Marie as his rock, acknowledging that without her, his success might not have been possible. Their love was a partnership in the truest sense. Marie made it her mission to see Jack thrive, and in return, Jack remained devoted to her for life. As Jack's career flourished and he became a household name with Hawaii Five-0, Marie continued to be his anchor. She avoided the spotlight, preferring to work behind the scenes to ensure her husband's professional and personal affairs were in order. Despite Jack's growing fame, Marie remained his most trusted confidant, standing by his side through every challenge. Scandal Jack Lord may not have been embroiled in any major scandals during his career, but he was not without controversy. His intense perfectionism, strong-willed nature, and high expectations sometimes created friction with colleagues and producers, leading to persistent rumors about his difficult personality on set. His personal life also had its share of tragedy, shaping the man behind the iconic on-screen persona. During his time on Hawaii Five-0, Lord was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his insistence on maintaining the highest production standards. While this dedication contributed to the show's immense success, it also led to frequent clashes behind the scenes. Reports surfaced in 1975 suggesting that Lord had an overbearing ego, with cast and crew members allegedly frustrated by his control over the series. Unlike other long-running TV shows that allowed ensemble casts to share the spotlight, Hawaii Five-0 was entirely centered around Lord's character, Steve McGarrett, and he fiercely protected his position as the show's sole star. This reportedly created tension with other actors who felt overshadowed or underappreciated. Lord's control extended beyond his own performance. He was deeply involved in nearly every aspect of the show's production. He had strong opinions on scripts, often rewriting dialogue, giving input on direction, and even influencing casting decisions. While some saw this as admirable dedication, others perceived it as micromanagement. It was rumored that his strong personality made it difficult for co-stars to develop close working relationships with him. Some actors who had guest roles on Hawaii Five-0 later claimed that Lord could be dismissive or aloof, rarely socializing with the cast outside of work. Despite these rumors, many who worked with him came to his defense. James MacArthur, who played Danno Williams, publicly denied claims of tension between himself and Lord, stating that they had a professional and respectful relationship. He attributed Lord's reputation for being difficult to the fact that he was not particularly friendly with the press and did not seek out media attention like other actors. Unlike many Hollywood stars, Lord was intensely private and rarely gave interviews, which may have contributed to the perception that he was standoffish. Later in life, Jack Lord faced another devastating battle: his health. After stepping away from the public eye in the 1980s, it was revealed that he had developed Alzheimer's disease, a condition that slowly eroded his memory and cognitive functions. This forced him into an increasingly reclusive lifestyle, with his wife Marie acting as his primary caretaker. The once charismatic and commanding actor faded from public view, spending his final years in the quiet solitude of his Honolulu home. In his later years, Jack Lord faced significant health challenges, most notably his battle with Alzheimer's disease. The once commanding and charismatic actor, known for his sharp mind and intense screen presence, slowly retreated into a private life as the disease took hold. His wife, Marie, who had been his steadfast companion for nearly 5 decades, became his primary caregiver, ensuring that he was shielded from the public eye and could live his final years in dignity. As Lord's condition deteriorated, he rarely ventured outside his home in Kahala, Honolulu. The man who had once led high-stakes investigations as Steve McGarrett on Hawaii Five-0 now required constant care. Reports indicate that Marie was fiercely protective of him, refusing to allow media intrusion or speculation about his declining health. Despite his illness, their love remained strong, and Marie remained by his side, ensuring that he was comfortable and well taken care of in his final years. On January 21, 1998, Jack Lord passed away at the age of 77 due to congestive heart failure. His death marked the end of an era for fans of Hawaii Five-0 and the entertainment industry as a whole. Given his preference for privacy, no formal funeral service was held. Instead, in accordance with his wishes, his ashes were scattered in Maunalua Bay, not far from his home in Kahala, in a small, intimate ceremony attended by close family and friends. This final resting place, overlooking the beautiful Hawaiian waters, was a fitting tribute to the man who had helped popularize the islands through his iconic television role. Jack and Marie had lived in Hawaii for decades, and despite their wealth and fame, they had always remained relatively private figures in the community. However, their impact on the state extended far beyond Hawaii Five-0. The couple was deeply involved in philanthropy, quietly donating millions of dollars to Hawaiian charities over the years. Following Jack's passing, Marie continued their tradition of giving back to the place they called home. When Marie passed away in 2005, she left behind a remarkable legacy. She donated their entire estate, valued at approximately $40 million, to Hawaiian charities. This extraordinary act of generosity ensured that their contributions would continue to benefit hospitals, arts programs, and humanitarian causes throughout the state. In recognition of Jack Lord's contributions to both entertainment and the Hawaiian community, a bronze bust of him was unveiled at Kahala Mall in 2004. The statue, sculpted by Lynn Weiler Liverton, serves as a tribute to his lasting influence. Fans and admirers still visit the site, paying homage to the man who brought Steve McGarrett to life and left an indelible mark on television history. Though Jack Lord had spent his final years away from the public eye, his death was deeply felt by those who had grown up watching Hawaii Five-0. Many of his former colleagues and co-stars expressed their admiration for his work ethic, his perfectionism, and his dedication to his craft. His portrayal of Steve McGarrett remains one of the most iconic law enforcement roles in television history, inspiring countless actors and shaping the police procedural genre for generations to come. Even decades after his passing, Lord's legacy endures. His work continues to influence actors and television producers, while his philanthropic contributions have left a lasting impact on the people of Hawaii. His story is one of passion, discipline, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence, both in his professional and personal life. From the Broadway stage to Hollywood, from television stardom to a quiet life in Hawaii, Jack Lord lived a life filled with achievements, personal trials, and enduring love. His name remains synonymous with Hawaii Five-0, but his influence reaches far beyond the television screen, ensuring that his memory will live on for years to come.